What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Manbitesfilm, episode 106. Nothing? Nothing?
106. Is that good?
Yes, thank you. I am your host, Branden. Joining me is that voice that you just heard, that angelic son of a bitch, williamphoenix.
Angelic.
And hey, an angel of darkness is still an angel. Fuck you.
It's definitely better than your voice, Lewis.
Oh, fuck you.
Speaking of Lewis, this beautiful fuck you brought to you by Lewis.
And the other dude, Lewis, you know.
The other dude.
The other dude. As always, we are a weekly movie podcast where we talk about movie bucket lists. I was about to say movie news because I'm so used to saying that for some odd reason. Movie bucket list. We have one main review. We have Spiel Binge. And then to round out the show, we have the 3 individual reviews.
Round.
What?
You Lewis gets like, I'm telling you, dude, my man has the attention span of a squirrel. He sees like something, hears something, and he's like, ooh, what is that? And just goes for it.
Hey, can we not talk about squirrels that still got PTSD from last week, right?
Yeah, that's true. Have you found any more in your house?
No more. Well, yes and no. There were more, but they were caught in the live cage outside and rehomed, but not inside. Also because I found it, like the 2 openings that there were, that are now nicely padded with some steel, what is it called? Steel wool?
Steel wool, yeah. Steel
wool of different kinds, and it's really like shoved in there, so.
Okay.
If they get really hungry, they're going to be eating wool for a while to steel, before they can get through.
So the first segment of our show is, of course, the movie bucket list. This is where William has been bestowed these magical posters from the gods, the aliens, the sexy aliens from the heavens.
That's right, sexy aliens.
But in the confusion of the Rona, left them behind.
No list left behind.
He left them behind. So we started, from the top of his dome. He started coming up with movies.
Top of his dome. Jesus.
Yeah, you never heard that term.
Yeah.
But
Only
we're
from
gonna
you.
Shut up. Jesus, you don't know what the kids say nowadays. You're not hip, Lewis.
Nope.
He's
Not
still
at all.
like,
You know what's funny?
He's with 3 kids. He's not hip. He's like a million man away from being like the dad jokes.
You know what is fucking hilarious to me? William is the oldest one of the 3 of us. My man hit the 40, and I feel like he's more of a child and more youthful than you are.
Yeah, because my bedtime's not 9 p.m.
That's not me.
You're
I go to
getting
sleep at like 11.
You're getting confused with my girlfriend, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
But for real, we're taking a break from that. We are instead doing something with TV shows. So,
What?
William,
What are we doing?
We are. So, we're taking a break as those of you
all
that
talking
were
about.
paying attention. Thank you.
hell?
We are taking a break from the TV bucket list. And
The movie bucket list, you mean?
Yeah, the movie bucket list. What did I say?
Did you just say TV bucket list?
No, maybe I did. I don't know. The drugs haven't kicked in yet.
The drugs haven't kicked in yet.
Hey, I'm 40.
That
When you're
explains
40,
a
you're on
lot.
drugs. It's okay to be on drugs when you're 40.
That's
So I
50
decided
and
to take a
60,
break
brother.
from the movie bucket list, and I decided why not make our own bucket list, but do it for TV series. Because there's a lot of TV series out there which are like iconic, which I believe should be watched. And because whether it's the impact that they had on society, whether it is 20, 30, 40 years later, and we're still talking about it, and we're introducing the series to our kids and for generations to come.
It's funny. Like, one show comes to mind when you just said like 40 years. I don't know why. I feel like it's going to be brought up eventually, but someone's going to say MASH.
Oh, that's definitely on the list.
I don't know
I don't
why.
care for that show.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it, so I'm on I don't know it.
I've only seen like a few episodes, but I mean, I know enough about it that I know it should be on this list. If like maybe like let's say they were doing like the top 50 shows, it would definitely be in the, I would say, I don't know, with the impact that he had and everything, probably 15 to 20.
So okay,
Yeah.
shut up, man. This is his.
This is my segment. Shut your face.
Okay, so how are we doing this? Are we bringing each of us one show today that we think should be on the bucket list?
So we can either bring in one show like each per episode.
Okay.
Or
I think that'll be fun.
Or we can bring one show per episode and take rounds, like and to make it easy. The person that has the main review is the person that brings the show as well, so we can keep track. But I mean, what do you guys think? Like, because what I was bringing to the table for this to start off is Buffy, because I believe Buffy needs to be on this list.
That's another show I've never seen, but I know great things. I know Joss Whedon came from there and all that shit. So, I just never got her.
Seen that.
Okay, so before we get to Buffy, I think let's one of us bring one show. Like the three of us bring one show every episode, because now we're going to be here forever. And we don't have to do specifically 50. We can just do this for as long as we...
Oh, yeah. Until we get bored with it. And we're just
exactly.
like, all right, we're out of good shows. Moving on to what's next.
Yeah, but... Okay, so William's pick is Buffy. So Buffy is like one of those shows like... I never saw Buffy. I never saw Angel, which I know comes from Buffy. I've seen very few episodes of Charmed. Like, those shows, I don't know why. Just never really got to them. And I know Buffy's good.
I think Buffy definitely deserves to be on this list because it did spawn off all these other shows that we know today, like all the Supernatural shows and everything, including Supernatural. They all come from they're basically following
Supernatural is this generation's Buffy, except it's a lot longer, because Buffy was only like
and not as good
9 or 10 seasons, I believe.
Hey, William, if you're into comic books, I don't know if you know this, but they continued Buffy after the show ended.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I don't know.
And Angel,
yes.
Yeah, but like I never got into Angel. I think I watched like 3 episodes of Angel, and it just did not catch me like Buffy did. And this is why I don't believe that Angel should be on this list, but Buffy definitely should, because not only is it iconic and it boosted so many actresses' careers, but it was kind of like ahead of its time with like a major powerhouse, kick-ass female protagonist. It also dwelled in not just relationship, but same-sex relationships, which we're talking.
Oh, there's gay relationships in the show.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So have you ever watched How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
So Lily is actually in Buffy.
Yeah.
And I think it's like season 7 or 8, she ends up having a same-sex relationship.
Okay.
Which then her girlfriend gets killed, and it starts a whole new arc because like she's a witch on the show.
Gotcha.
She never really brings out her powers until she witnesses her girlfriend dying in front of her, and she goes like down this dark path, and there's like a whole slew. It gets really good.
This is when Sarah Michelle Gellar was actually like a household name.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, she became like pretty much like a Married with Children style. That Christina Applegate was a household name back in the day, and they even make fun of it in the new Jumanji movie because of that. Because it was like, it's a quick way to date yourself real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think there was only 6 seasons of it. My apologies, because
seven.
7, yeah, because the first one was in 1997, and the final episode concluded May 20th. Oh, so it actually concluded 5 days ago and 17 years. So 17 years and 5 days ago was the final episode of 2003.
No wonder it was so prominent for me, because that was like middle school and high school years for me.
Yeah, it was 97 to 2002.
But when you think like Buffy, then Angel, Charmed, Supernatural, True Blood, Vampire Diaries.
Suck it. Sorry.
It also brought like the Anne Rice novels out of the basically shadows and brought it into prominence because of that. So Anne Rice wouldn't have been such a crazy prominent figure if it wasn't for this.
I don't know about that because Interview with the Vampire came out 3 years prior to the beginning of Buffy, and that was Anne
but
Rice.
that wasn't a major movie, though. Believe it or not, that bombed.
Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah, that bombed in the box office. We know it now because of that craze, the vampire craze that came after.
We all know that the one show that deserves to be on this list is Seventh Heaven. Okay.
Right. So tune in next week. We're going to have a new host.
Hey, I actually liked Seventh Heaven. That show was good.
I did too. But the dad got caught with like child pornography, right?
I wouldn't doubt it. That's what most religious people fall into.
No, the actor. I don't even think he's religious.
Well, I know, but I'm saying all you have to do is play a role. He got too into a role.
Actually, where I'm staying right now in quarantine has a connection to Buffy because David Borealis, who plays Angel, his daughter, I believe it's his daughter, goes to Kent School, which is like right up the street from where I am. And he's actually spent quite a bit of time in Kent. Well, when the school's open. So, that's a little connection to Buffy.
So, Lewis, what is your show?
I am going to say Mary Tyler Moore.
Hey.
I love this movie. This was my first childhood crush. And I just remember...
Not movie, you mean show?
Yeah, show, sorry. What do you call it? This show, I remember watching it on Nick at Night, and I fell for it. Like, this started me down the sitcom route and all that stuff. And this was, afterwards, I found out that this was one of the most revolutionary sitcoms that came out because it was basically following on the steps of That Girl, which was, I think, 60s and late 50s, 60s. And Mary Tyler Moore spawned from that. And then that became basically the template for all these type of sitcoms, the women empowerment sitcoms. And
every time I hear Mary Tyler Moore, I just think of Weezer. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. But did you guys ever watch this as kids?
No, I did not.
Or adults?
So it's hearing you say the word Nick at Night. It's crazy because I experienced Nick at Night, but like kids nowadays, I think Nick at Night is still a thing, but it's not as prominent as it was back then.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. Like that's how I saw shows like, the Brady Bunch and Happy Days and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Mary Tyler Moore show started from 1970 to 77.
Nah, I've never seen
168 episodes.
Never seen Mary Tyler Moore, no.
Really? I
Nope.
can't believe that.
I saw a few episodes, and I saw it because of Nick at Night. Because for us, Nick at Night at the time was I Love Lucy. That was like the big drawing for us. Which
we'll save that.
Stay tuned for that one because I Love Lucy will make the list. I can get
for sure.
Hell yeah, you better believe it.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, that's and I mean, even if we put I Love Lucy in the mix of all this, like for this episode, it's like here are 3 shows from 3 different decades, all with maybe I Love Lucy not as much as powerful women, but they were the protagonists of.
Oh, are you kidding? Lucille Ball? Lucille Ball,
the actress, dude. Yes, but you have to remember in the movie she was in the show she was still they played her off as the getting in trouble but still submissive to her husband kind of role. Wasn't like the Mary Tyler Moore kind of like 70s version of Go Screw Yourself or Buffy that's going out late at night killing things.
Yeah.
Obviously. But then as, the show progressed and I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but if you look at any episode of I Love Lucy that they are in the bedroom, which is later on in the show, because at the beginning you could not film anything in the bedroom.
Yep.
They have separate beds.
Yes.
You never see their beds together because it was not okay to show.
They couldn't get past the censors, because
we would not get past the censors at all, which and then you progress 30, 40 years later, here's Buffy in tight leather outfits and going out on late dates with vampires and, showing that, maybe you don't need a man in your life. And you can be your own
Well, I mean, that started
woman.
in the 70s, though. That started in the 70s, because even Mary Tyler Moore, like, has those moments. Also, what do you call it? I Dream of Jeannie. All these shows, they really, like, sparked that, and they really did change that narrative real quick. And that's why I wanted to put Mary Tyler Moore, because it kind of changed that narrative from that submissive person. And like you said with Buffy the Vampire, it really changed the narrative. It pushed us and progressed us forward as a culture.
There you
go. So I mean, I think. Wait, Branden, what? Like, are you really bringing the Gilmore Girls to the?
Did I say Gilmore Girls?
No, he didn't.
No, Gilmore Girls. Sorry, Seventh Heaven.
No. I'm kidding around. No, the TV series I'm bringing is Lost.
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody shits on the ending. I love that fucking ending.
I feel like Branden, because though I've heard about it, I know about it, I know what happens and whatnot. I think I saw the pilot. That was it. That's it. That's all I saw.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, it's fine. You have, dude, we live in a beautiful day and age. You could still watch this show if you want to.
Right? There's a streaming service somewhere that's carrying it.
For sure.
Talking about that. Who can I tune in to listen to C and Newton talk about Lost?
Dude, Lost is insane, dude.
It's so good.
So Lost is created by Damon Lindelof and J.J. Abrams and Jeffrey Lieber, because I don't want to be an asshole and leave him out. But it's just crazy, dude. The first 3 seasons of Lost are fucking incredible, dude. Like, leave you on the edge of your seat. You're constantly guessing, like, what is happening on this island. And I love the show. I really do. The ending kind of, it's fine. It's good. Yeah. But I feel like getting there, it kind of loses its way a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh, I fucking love it. From the Dharma Initiative to the very last second. It is gloriousness.
But it's a fantastic show. And it's, without shows like that, Damon Lindelof wouldn't go on to done other shows like fucking, what is he doing now? He did The Leftovers on HBO, which I haven't seen. I've heard it's very good. I don't know if you guys have seen that show.
No, haven't.
I heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
And most recently, which I have not seen either, he did Watchmen for HBO.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The show he did, which is a sequel to the movie or the comic book.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Lost was a big thing when it first came out.
Oh hell yeah!
Lost was huge, and I feel like it's very important to television and what it did and stuff like that. And the story is chef's kiss. So, I'm gonna go with Lost for this week's episode.
Yeah, I think it's 3 very strong, solid picks to start off this journey down the TV bucket list. Which, it's 3 different takes too. One it being what would sci-fi? What would Lost be, like? Drama?
No, that's
sci-fi drama. Yeah, drama. Yes, but it's it's sci-fi.
Lost go in the same category, and then you have Mary Tyler Moore, which still giant in its own category.
Spoilers: my next pick is going to be The Big Bang Theory.
Oh god damn it! Really?
I'm kidding. I hate that show.
Oh,
god damn it, man! Come on, that show is
so much.
Oh man, Will, do you like that show?
What I'm gonna love about this show, but what I'm gonna love about this segment is that we're not gonna tell each other what we're bringing to the table until. So I think, in other
words, Branden, shut up.
No. By the way, I'm saying this as a joke because I would not bring Seventh Heaven, and I absolutely despise Big Bang Theory. I don't like that show whatsoever.
I fucking hate that show.
Will, do you like that show?
It's okay.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it at that.
It had its moments. I mean, the series finale was actually good. I enjoyed the series finale.
I didn't even know that show ended. Let's like what?
It did, and I think that it did it justice, and it closed. It closed very well. If you get a chance to see it, even if you don't like that show, watch it because it
lasted 12 years.
Yeah, dude.
By the way, real random before I close this segment out, go online on YouTube and search up The Big Bang Theory without a laugh track. It is the most horrible thing on the face of this earth.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
It's so bad. But anyways, stay tuned at this quick break when we come at you live with the final. I was about to say the main segment of our show, the main review, Lewis's pick, Locke.
Yes, of course it is.
Welcome to an exploration of sight and mind, a travel through the world of films and the artists that bring you these masterpieces. Do you love films, directors, actors, cinematographers, editors, composers, or any of the hundreds of artists that bring you these feats of art? I am Luislacau, your host into the world of films, your guide to Man Bites Retro.
Also, next week, are we still doing like the themed show or like the random roulette show? Or
I have my 2 picks. I don't know what's going on.
The what?
The thing that you wanted to do, that fucking
about, like once we finish the cycle, we were gonna do like a roulette movie, and like nobody would actually pick it. It would just be like a random choice, and they would have to watch it and discuss it. Or are we just scrapping that and just staying with the cycle, and Brandon's next?
Up to you, Branden. What do you want to do?
I have my 2 picks. I don't know what you guys want to do.
Where are your 2 picks?
You really want to know?
I'm not going to tell you. No.
No, tell me.
Part of the surprise.
Tell me. You're the host. Tell me.
No, it's fine. Well, we'll keep it a surprise. God
damn it. Fine.
I promise they're not little kid picks. Nice little job there.
Weird ass movies now, Lois. It's gonna be like the fuck.
Nah, it's
Whatever,
fine,
man.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Lewis, you ready?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, welcome back for the main segment of our show, the main review. Lewis's pick, Locke.
Yes, it is.
So, Locke stars one person and one person alone in person. And that is Tom Hardy, that beautiful, beautiful son of a bitch.
Luscious lips.
He has a nice penis, too, if you go watch Bronson. Go watch
Such
Bronson.
An odd conversation right there.
No. So, Locke, IRL, in person, only stars one person, Tom Hardy. There are other people in the movie. Let me bring them up. We have not that many, but we do have. We got Tom Holland, Ruth Wilson, Andrew Scott, Olivia Colman, and a couple of other people too. So, basically, the movie revolves around Tom Hardy's character, Ivan Locke. The whole movie takes place in a car, driving to basically...
London.
What was that?
London.
Yes, to London to... basically visit his mistress because she's about to give birth to his baby. Yeah. And the entire movie is him driving and basically calling his work, his family, and also his mistress. And basically that is the entirety of the movie. For it being such a simple plot and not leaving a car, that movie was great.
Right?
That movie
like it doesn't feel like an individual like small little movie. It's well fucking done, the pacing. William, what say you?
Yes.
Okay. So I will start by saying that I am not a big fan. I give props to any and all actors that have ever done movies in this style because it's really hard, to project different feelings when there's literally nobody there to work off of them. So I give them props, and I will not take away from the fact that any movie that's like this is a very well done movie, especially when it's coherent and it makes sense. Having said all this, I hate one actor movies. It bores me to death, and it's just like I kept up, but I was definitely pushing through.
You're
And
like my girlfriend. I told her the plot of the movie, and she was like, "That sounds fucking terrible."
Like the first time, like I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and I'm like, all right, this is gonna be at least like a half hour, 40 minutes into the movie at this point. Like a lot has happened. And then I click the button and I look at it. 15 minutes in, I'm like, oh my god. Oh, like, the movie itself is not a bad movie. It is a good movie. It is well done. It is well directed, well acted. The storyline in it is, like the guy's basically throwing his life away because he's, admitting to his wife what's going on, which basically is going to cause consequences. But it's not my cup of tea. It's not. Like, I watched it because we watched it for this, but for the most part, I was just like, oh my god, like I should have voted for Pie. Not that I had like a winning, like a much of a chance of winning anyway, but I don't know. Like I said, I will not take away from the art form that is this, single actor movie and director, because the movie itself is not trash. It's a good movie. From a non-preference standpoint, I give this movie a good 8.5.
Okay.
From me, like watching this movie, probably a 5.
Okay.
That's yeah.
I'll say this, man. It's like you were saying, for a man to act by himself in a car is insane. And Tom Hardy does this incredible job with it. He really like the range of emotion that this man goes through in this car is insane, dude. Like, I don't know. Do you agree, Lewis?
Oh, hell yeah. Dude,
like,
everything from this movie, I fucking adore this movie. I saw this years ago, and I fucking loved it.
Like, just the range of emotions, and then, like, you get the comedic relief whenever he talks to Donald, the Irish guy. Dude, and he's like, don't you fucking threaten me! And it's just this really funny back and forth between them, and it's, oh, man. I love it. Every time Donald came on the phone, I was like, yes. Or this Irish guy, dude. This is incredible.
Right.
And just, man. And then you get those like conversations between him and his wife, or him and his son Eddie, which is played by Tom Holland. And just like, it breaks you, man. By the way, I've never felt more nervous in a movie when he told his wife.
Dude, right?
It legit, I was like, fuck, dude. This is rough to watch.
This is not going to end well.
Yeah, like, it's not going to end well. And you're just like, fuck, man. Like, I feel bad. And I felt for him, like, at the end of the movie when, like, his kid calls him and he's like, come home and we'll act like we didn't know what was happening in the soccer game.
Yeah.
And we could go mad with you, as they say. And it's just, oh, man. It hits rough. Like, it's just like you go through this like roller coaster with Ivan Locke. It feels like you're on this like road trip with him. And
I just love the fact that it was so simple, the plot, yet it was so intricate. It kept you motivated throughout, and I just thought it was like really, really fucking well done, the whole process. And just Tom Hardy. Seeing Tom Hardy for fucking 2 hours is never a bad thing.
Also, like, it's sad. Like, he thinks that he's a good father, and I'm not saying he's not, but like, he is a workaholic, and his job means everything to him.
Yeah.
Like that line when his wife is like, do you still want me to get that number for you? And he's like, yes. And she just hangs up on him. It's like, damn, dude. Like, even during all this, even after everything you've told your wife and this argument that you're going in, he's still worried about his job.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, fuck. But honestly, like, I came into this And I've seen movies like this. I've seen I forgot what it's called, but it stars Ryan Reynolds where he's like buried alive. Maybe it's called Buried. I don't remember.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was good
That
too.
was a good movie.
Yeah,
But it's the same thing.
Same concept.
How can you like that one but not this one?
I don't know. It's
I don't know, I
different.
think because I would that one played on a fear, so I wanted to see how he got out of it. I wanted to see if he would die in it or if he was able to conquer his fear. Like, to me, it's almost one of those things. Like, what are you afraid of about life? Like, I'm afraid of dying alone and dying without being able to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, those are my two big fears, and dying a failure. Those are my three big fears. But the dying part, the dying alone part, that movie with Ryan Reynolds definitely played into it. So from the moment I realized what was going on, I'm like, what's happening? What's gonna happen? So that's why that I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but I it hooked me right off the start. Boom, and I'm like, okay, now I'm in. This one was just like, I can do that myself. I can go driving around for 4 or 5 hours calling people and going, how's work and what, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, the movie itself is not a bad movie. I'm not going to take it and shit on the movie because there's nothing too shit about it. So.
My one gripe with the movie, and it's just me as a person saying with the movie, it's that you want closure in the sense of what happened. You know, was he okay with his wife? What happened with the kid, with his mistress? But you're never gonna get that closure.
Yeah,
it's kind of just this is the journey of him, and that 1 hour and however long he was in that car, and that's it. And it kind of sucks in that sense, but it is what it is. I give the movie an 8. I really, really liked the movie. It was really good. Lewis?
Hell yeah. I give this.
Did you die there? I was like, excuse me?
No, I thought you were gonna say more.
No.
I give this probably a 9. I really like this movie a lot.
Awesome. It was a nice different experience than what we usually watch for this show. It was nice.
That's what I always do.
I'm sorry that you didn't particularly enjoy it, William.
Yeah, I really am too. I really wish that you did. And it would just make me happier if you did, but I get it.
And
not for everybody.
It's not like I said, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad pick. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's just you didn't vibe with the movie. It's
literally
yeah, exactly.
That old breakup line. It's not you. It's me. Literally, this is how it is with the movie. It's not the movie. It's me. It's just kind of let me power through this. So I don't want you to think Lewis that it was I picked something bad, I picked something wrong. You didn't.
How dare you?
Just
how dare you?
What?
No, I'm saying. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Are you not entertained? No, I am not. So yeah, but I mean, like I said, from a non-me standpoint, the movie is definitely a good 8, 8.5. From a me standpoint, 5. Middle of the road. Boom. If I never have to see it again, I'm okay with that. So,
okay. On that note, stay tuned at this quick break when we come at you with Spiel Binge.
Yeah.
As the songs of awakening rang through, the world was created. The silence was broken.
Middle-earth, with its rolling hills, broken mountains, flowing rivers, and beautiful forest, was created.
Cellar Door is a journey into the mythology, the mystery, and the beauty of Middle-earth. Sit back.
Close your eyes.
And imagine.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our new segment, or not new anymore, Spiel Binge.
Spiel Binge. Spiel Binge.
This is where our lovely guest. Oh my god! Where our lovely guest Zach brings us one Steven Spielberg movie every week until we finish his filmography. So, What is the movie this week?
So this week we've got 1989's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jones. Sorry. I love this movie.
Fun fact, actually, if it wasn't for Branden, I probably wouldn't have an appreciation for this movie.
I think
This was one of those blind spots for me for a while.
I think you said this on one of the other Indiana Jones reviews or talking.
Excuse me, the plural is Indiana's Jones. Indiana's Joan.
You mean you're not just jonesing or Joneses?
Well, he's always jonesing for somebody.
So, real random, is this movie the reason they made a show?
Yes.
Because you know how the movie starts with River
Yes.
Phoenix, the late River Phoenix playing
Yes.
young Indiana Jones.
And we
I
get
love
a
that series. It's
I've actually
so
never
good.
seen the series at all.
It was
Never.
good.
Never. Have you seen it, Zach?
I had growing up I had a couple of the videotapes of episodes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry that I interrupted you, William. What were you saying?
Oh no! I was just saying, like, that was my statement. It's like, it was actually good. It was a good spin-off of young Indiana Jones, and I liked it. And then I didn't know what happened to it, and now come to find out that obviously it didn't. Like, how many episodes were there? Like, did it make it through?
It was 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
3
think
seasons.
I watched like 5 episodes, but I did like all 5. Now I just have to go find the rest of them.
I think they're all on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting because they'd be a Disney property now.
Would they?
Yeah, they bought Lucasfilm.
That is very true. Well, they bought Star Wars.
Yeah, but it also depends on like the kind of contract that you have, because you have to remember that there's a lot of Disney stuff still out there that's not on Disney Plus because they had extended contracts. Like me and Samara ended up watching Wreck-It Ralph and then Ralph Wrecks the Internet over the weekend.
Yes.
And Wreck-It Ralph is on Disney Plus, but Ralph Wrecks the Internet is not available on Disney Plus until December of this year, because it is slated to be on Netflix until November.
That's
of this
interesting.
year. So that's why we were still able to see it on Netflix. But yeah, this is why the Mighty Ducks, although they are shown on Disney Plus, are not available till December and June of next year. Thank you very much.
So
It's not on Amazon Prime.
before we continue with the actual movie we're supposed to be talking about, the show consists of 28 episodes and 4 TV movies.
I must have had one of the TV movies then, thinking about it.
Basically, according to Wikipedia, due to its enormous budget and quite low ratings, the series was canceled in '93. However, following the series cancellation, 4 made-for-television films were produced from '94 to '96 in an attempt to continue the series, which I guess failed. So there you go. But Zach, what is the? Give us a little plot synopsis.
So this follows Indiana Jones and his father, played by Sean Connery.
I love it.
Brilliant Sean Connery. As they try to find the Holy Grail
Literally.
Yeah,
and protect it from the Nazis. We're back to fighting Nazis. We actually meet Hitler.
Yeah.
yes, we do.
That was glorious. And we get his autograph.
We do, yes. But yeah, we're done with cult. Sorry, yes.
No, I was saying, like, didn't Hitler, the guy that played Hitler, end up being one of the generals in Star Wars as well? I think there's like a connection. More
But
than
there is
just
a connection with
Harrison
Star
Ford
Wars.
connection to Star Wars. You keep talking, I'll look it up.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, we're done with cultists and we're back to Nazis. And
Wow.
everybody wants the map to the Holy Grail. Everybody wants to get the Holy Grail, get eternal life. And Indiana Jones and his father are trying to stop the bad guys from getting there first. And I got to say, this is probably the most I've ever liked this movie. This watch.
Really?
Yeah, I was really vibing with it. I was really feeling it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Fun
Okay.
fact, I actually I was involved in a lot of like art stuff when I was a kid, in like high school and all that stuff, and I was actually part of a music program, and we did Last Crusade as one of our programs where we did the music.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Nice.
it was really awesome. Like, and we had like full set. It was like a full
God
play
damn.
with the full orchestra.
That's
playing
really cool.
music. Yeah.
I gotta say, like, because they all start with the Paramount logo morphing into a hill.
Yes.
Which is amazing. I love it.
That is very true. I've never put that together. They really do.
Yeah, and
I just never noticed. Yeah.
On this one, when the Paramount logo morphed into that, it felt like coming home. Like there have been a couple Spiel binges now since we've last checked up on Indiana Jones. Yep. And so it was just like, it felt familiar. It felt that I was just like, oh yeah, let's do it. All right.
I think I said it on one of the other Spiel binges, but I saw this movie last year in April at my local little art house theater, Cables Cinema, on 70 millimeter. It was cool. And
I was so jealous.
It was extremely fucking loud too. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, those people don't have any. They have no understanding of sound quality.
No. They do. But I guess like the way that the sound, they were talking about how sound is done for 70 millimeter like film reels, and I forgot how it was, but he said it. He's like, this movie's gonna be loud because I think they do like this metallic or some shit. I forget. You know more about this than I do, Lewis. Maybe you can.
I mean, they don't really do anything out of the ordinary. It should be the same, and that's all about equalizing the sound. I mean, they probably honestly don't have a freaking fantastic sound system, probably just because obviously the cost of it is ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I mean, they could still lower the volume a little bit. They don't need it to be that loud.
You know, fun fact, fun little story. I've never once in my life said I need a movie to be turned down except once, and that was when I went to see James Cameron's Avatar.
Okay.
Really?
I watched it at Lewis. You're the only person that will know what I'm talking about at Mall of the Americas.
Oh, that's why.
Holy shit! It was so abysmally loud that my ears started hurting. I was like, please, they need to turn down the system, because when they like creatures would show up and they would roar, I was like, my God, I'm going deaf. But
and by the way, he is actually Michael Shard. He was actually in Doctor Who. He was also in Empire Strikes Back, and he was the officer that gets choked out.
Oh, no way.
Oh, man, I had it all set up, ready to go.
Oh, sorry.
You fuck.
I was like, hey, you're taking too long, Dick.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you guys. You guys were in the middle of, like, talking in an arc. So I'm like, I'm sitting here, and I got the picture ready to send it to you guys. And it's like, all right, well, then, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to sit here and keep being quiet. Thank you. Whatever.
So Zach,
you know
what's your...
You guys, I'm going here.
Zach, what's your thoughts? What are your feelings on The Last Crusade?
Okay, so I like, it's probably my I did not like it as much as I liked Raiders, but I liked it more than I liked Temple of Doom this watch. Okay. This was a really satisfying watch. All the jokes really landed, the callbacks to the earlier films really landed. Again, I was happy to see us fighting more like clear-cut bad guys. That's something that always like it's sometimes hard for me when there's like moral ambiguity of like, ooh, like, you know what I mean, in movies where it's supposed to be like good guys versus bad guys. Yeah, I don't necessarily always want it to get real complicated and in the weeds about like, oh, well, there's no real thing as a bad guy, whatever. So like, what a movie can give me, we're gonna fight the Nazis. I'm like, oh, the Nazis are bad guys. We could just you could just machine gun them down, and it's great. Everybody's happy. So I liked returning to just classic beat 'em up, good versus bad, black and white Indiana Jones serialized adventure.
Yeah.
I like the scene on the beach where like they're being shut down by the plane, and his dad just
with
the umbrella and starts going coochie 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 with the seagulls, and the seagulls end up flying off, and that's like, that has to be the most inventive way to take down a plane in all of any Indiana Jones movie or ever that I've ever saw. It's great.
So my favorite scene in the movie is when they're tied up on the chair.
Yeah, just
their banter between each other, that they just don't have a good relationship, and his dad's always
grumpy Sean Connery.
Yeah, and like and Indy's just like, I want you to love me and be proud of me, and his dad's like, no.
I gotta say, for me, I'm getting like real in the weeds here, but there was one moment where we've got Harrison Ford in the foreground, and then the spoiler Nazi lady in the midground, and then the Nazi guy in the background, and it was just like such a densely packed shot. Like there was no fat on it. It was so beautiful. I was like, oh my god, look at this.
I have to watch it again. I think this one is the most. I would consider it more cinematic than the other ones in the sense of like this is one that has the most beautiful shots.
Yeah,
I think
I can definitely give you that. Again, I was really floored by a lot of it.
As much as I love Raiders, this has a lot more cinematic quality to it. And by the way, the reason I was quiet for such a long time, the guy that played Hitler in this movie, he's played Hitler 12 times.
Oh my god, what a career!
He's also played Himmler once or twice.
Yeah, and then he also played the U-boat captain in Raiders.
Damn!
Oh my god!
Hey, I guess when
you find your niche, yeah.
You look like a Nazi. We're just gonna give you Nazi for the rest of your life. Yeah,
hey man, we also get another beautiful scene of a man melting into like a fucking old person, like
ooh, yes, we do.
Like fucking Tales from the Crypt style.
We get some real good like stop motion action there. It's awesome.
Bridge scene though, when he crosses the bridge and he has to have faith that there's something there.
Okay.
That was beautifully done. Like
I love that scene, but it's so fucking stupid when you really think about it.
Oh, like, well, I mean, this whole thing, there's an eternal knight who's been guarding the Holy Grail for 700 years, and you'll turn to dust if you drink the wrong way. This whole thing's silly. This whole thing doesn't hold up to scrutiny.
But you know what's funny, Zach? I can throw that out the window, like, all right, cool, it's fantasy, there's an immortal knight. But then, like, you're telling me that he can't even notice that there's an optical illusion in front of him on the floor. Like, that's just horseshit to me.
Oh, come on. You got to suspend belief a little bit on all these Indiana Jones movies.
It's
and
kind
we're
of
going to
like
get into that in the next one.
Yeah, it's kind of like the sequence where he's swinging on the vines for the next one. But whatever, we'll get there eventually.
There is no next one.
Shut up.
They're all kind of silly. The next one fits in.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this movie also brings us one of the most memorable, and I mean, Kevin Smith himself has also copied the scene, and so many others, when they're on the Zeppelin, and he throws the German guy off the Zeppelin, and everybody's looking at him, he just goes, "No ticket," and everybody pulls out their ticket. Like, that is, like, memorable to a T.
Yeah, I
wonderful,
love that scene.
and it started a trend.
Dogma.
Yeah, no. This is like my favorite Indiana Jones. Also,
right.
Because I mean, I don't know, like it seemed to have the most action, but it also seemed to have the most like in depth as far as like trying to solve the clues and how to get there, and the fact that I mean, again, I'm biased because I do like Sean Connery overall as an actor, as a person. The fact that it starts with young Indy with River Phoenix.
Every time I think of Sean Connery, I think of this really famous interview he had with Barbara Walters.
Yes. Oh God.
And he talks about that if your wife talks back to you, you should hit them. I'm like, God damn, Sean Connery, like fucking savage over here, dude.
And then he retired, and then he's like, you know what? I don't need to do any more movies.
Just like, my God, you savage.
Go ahead and blackball me. I don't care. I've got all the royalties on Bond alone.
Can you imagine meeting him? He's got to be such a grumpy dick, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Sean Connery definitely.
He's Scottish, of course. It's a grumpy dick.
Yeah.
I bet he would just kick me around a room. He's got to be in his 80s, and he would just beat the crap out of me.
Also, I feel like this movie's special compared to all the other ones because you learn so much more about Indy. Because you meet his father, and
you see his backstory with the flashback at the beginning. That like short film about like when he was young, he was River Phoenix.
He was River Phoenix. And why he hates snakes.
Why he hates snakes, why he dresses the way that he does, why he acts the way he does, where he got his chin scar.
And like, they're able to do an entire arc of his relationship with his father in one movie, which it's actually not bad when you think about it, because they could have easily spanned it 3 movies, but they're like, nope, we're just going to introduce his father in this movie.
Yeah.
Why they don't get along, what's going on, the reason, they like boom, 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 while all this, plot and subplots are going on, and it closes out like, predictably so, because that in the end he's not going to call him, what was Junior.
Yeah.
So it's like that part was like Indiana, and you're like, oh, he did the thing, he called him Indiana. Oh my god. So I thought that was beautifully done.
I think my favorite part is the fact that you find out that he was named after a dog.
My one gripe with the movie is the little, I guess, the end of the arc with the short film, like Zach was saying. The whole sequence on the boat was kind of stupid, in my opinion. I don't know. I just didn't.
The sequence on the boat?
Okay.
Oh, where they have to drive the boat between the 2 big boats?
No, not that part. When he's on the tanker and he gets into the fight and it's raining and then the tanker blows up.
Yeah.
It has a guy that took his hat or something. The head of the gang from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That part, I was like, what the fuck is the point of this?
Okay.
I don't know. I just felt it was a little bit out of place compared to...
Oh, no, it tied the beginning back in for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it closes that, because, I don't know, I see the flashback at the beginning of the movie, and part of me is going, I want to know what happened. Some fans could be like, I wish they would have made a movie about that and closed it out and say how it happened. And they went let's save money on an entire movie, make one scene that closes everything out. He dies in the explosion, Indy still has the cross. Let's move on with the storyline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can see why it could feel out of place, but it was kind of almost like fan service before fan service was a thing, I guess.
Yeah. But I do like the movie. The ending shot when they go out on the horses.
They literally ride their horses into the sunset.
You're just like, oh!
And that's how it all ends.
Shut up.
Seriously.
I want to see,
I'm going to sit out the Spiel binge where they're talking about this, because I'm like, no.
Okay.
Because you'll just be screaming.
I know it hasn't come out, and I don't know if it ever will come out. But do you guys, in the bottom of your heart, think that Indy 5 is going to be good?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
If anything, we're gonna get more of what we have, and
it can't be worse than the 4th one. So yeah.
My thing
now,
is
isn't the rumblings that we're getting James Mangold doing it instead of Spielberg?
I think Spielberg's still gonna hold on to that project. I don't think he's gonna let that go.
Yeah. My problem, my issue, my fear is that Harrison Ford is old. It's
really is.
He's They say this movie's not coming out till what, 2021, 22?
Something like that. And we've all seen Stallone in Rambo. And it's he did the best he could, but I mean, come on now.
Well, okay, except that we also saw him in the first Creed.
Yeah.
We saw Harrison Ford in Force Awakens. He still got it.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
He wasn't running around using a whip to get from one side of a cliff to the other, and dodging rocks and running around rocks. See, they missed the boat because they were trying to do the whole Shia LaBeouf passing of the torch, and that didn't work. Yeah. And now they need to figure out how they're going to do it.
Well, no, I think they're. One of them said that he was like, I think Harrison Ford or Spielberg was like, that character dies with Harrison Ford. No one else will ever play that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. Yeah, I hope so. He is, when I think of Indiana Jones, I can't see anybody else playing that character but him.
Definitely not.
So, what's your rating? Your final thoughts on The Last Crusade?
I'm gonna say 8, 9. It's again I didn't love it as much as I loved Raiders, but it really landed with me, and I've seen this movie a bunch of times, but this was the viewing that really hooked me.
Interesting.
Nice.
Okay, Lewis.
Oh, this definitely belongs. Yeah, this is on the top part, and I definitely give this probably a 8, 9.
Yeah.
Okay. William?
Not to mention another beautiful John Williams score.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
In the words of Hitler, I'm going to give it a 9.
Oh.
As well.
That I was thinking about this the other day, really quick before I give my rating. Because really random. Do any of you guys have Spotify?
Yes.
I do not.
No.
Well, if you listen to Spotify on your computer, your actual whatever, your desktop, laptop, whatever, and you listen to anything Star Wars, they switch the bar at the bottom to a lightsaber. It's super cool. And I was like talking about it with my friend, and like it literally dawned on me. Like I'm like, bro, when John Williams passes away, holy
Don't
shit.
even.
Oh,
Like,
dude, that's gonna be
Like holy shit! It kind of just dawned on me. I was like, dude,
It's funny because like you say like a simple line like when John Williams passes away, and I remember having conversations with friends back in the day where it's like when Robin Williams passes away, and he was like, "Oh, that's never going to happen. It's Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Like we cannot have a world without Robin Williams." And then I think that's one of the reasons why it hit me so hard that it did, especially the way that it happened.
Yeah.
There's some people who are just immortal in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's so many projects that have come out since that you're like, oh my god, I wish Robin Williams was alive because he would have done this like in a heartbeat. And there'll be so many movies where we're like, oh my god, I wish that John Williams would have like been alive to score.
Definitely, music will never be the same. Like movie soundtracks will never be the same without that man.
My boy, Cheesy Weezy.
Yeah, but I give it an 8.
How you gonna
No, okay, fine. I'll give it a 9. 9. Here we go, another 9.
9.
So Zach, what is the next movie on the Spiel binge?
Speaking of Robin Williams, the next one is Hook.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Awesome.
Hook has a very special place in my heart, but we'll get to it next week.
So, of course, thank you, Zach.
Of course.
And we will see you guys on the next Spiel binge.
Yeah.
And stay tuned after this quick break when we come at you with the final segment of our show, the 3 individual reviews.
3.
I don't know why you say. All right, guys, welcome back for the final segment of our show, the individual reviews. Lewis is going to be going first this week.
Yes. So, am I going first? Fuck.
You are going first.
I said I'm going middle. You didn't say a damn thing. Guess what? You're voluntold. You're going first.
Hold on. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys so hard.
Wow.
I had the movie like on there, and I was like, "Oh, god damn it! I lost it, son of a bitch." Hold on.
Sucks to suck.
Well, you know what, guys? I've actually been going on a binge of Larry Cohen, which, if you guys don't know Larry Cohen's stuff, he is a director of basically like these awesome horror movies, but he's out of the ordinary because he kind of he tackled it with a very guerrilla warfare style of filmmaking. Like the man has balls to shoot things. Like he actually in New York, most of the films are in New York, and there's one of his films that actually took place in the middle of a rally for cops. And the man didn't have a permit, but everybody just figured he had a permit because he was doing it in the middle of a freaking police rally, you know?
Oh
it's like,
God.
dude, you have to have a permit for that one. So he even got cops to actually be part of the movie and everything, thinking that he had the permits to it. So this is the kind of director that we're behind, you know? And the movie that I want to bring up is actually streaming on Amazon Prime, and it's called The Stuff. This is a 1985 film, so it was the year I was born. And it's basically this yogurt is distributed among...
This yogurt, that's the best way I heard. Because Lewis sent us a clip of this movie. And it looks like yogurt. That's the best way you can describe it.
It's a yogurt. I mean, that's basically what it is. And it becomes this household product distributed all over the world, right? It's very much like Did you ever see that Roddy Piper movie?
Which one?
God damn it, I can't
They
remember.
Live?
Yes, They Live.
Yes.
It's very much like that because it's this yogurt that is alive.
I have one question. Does
Yes.
the yogurt come with the Schwartz?
No,
Oh
but
my God.
they are very Jewish. So,
To all those listening that got that joke, I thank you. I thank you.
But anyways, this movie is about this yogurt that takes over these people's minds, and it is basically
I can't take it seriously, this yogurt. That's it. Get out of here, man.
This is like a ripoff of Halloween 3, except with yogurt.
That movie's not bad. I like that movie.
and it basically creates zombies that are under the command of this central intelligence thing, and it is fucking great. This movie is fun. It's action packed. It is just a ball of fucking energy. I really adore this movie.
A ball of yogurt, not a ball of energy.
Shut up. But no, I really do enjoy this, and this is me going down the first movie of the rabbit hole of Larry Cohen again, and going into all his filmography again, because I haven't seen them in years, since probably high school. So I've been wanting to go through this now, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be going down that rabbit hole and going through all his filmography. Probably you'll be seeing it on another episode of Movie Mainline soon, hopefully.
So you're basically going to milk the crap out of the Cohen movies.
Wow.
Look at this son of a bitch fucking doing little shout outs to his other show. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
But no, like, honestly, this is a fun movie. If you like these kind of schlocky, not even schlocky, because I wouldn't call this schlock. I really wouldn't. This is actually well done enough where it was low budget. It was low budget.
I want to be on low budget when it comes to my pick, trust me.
But this is a fucking it's a banger of a movie. So definitely I give this probably an 8 out of 10. So definitely enjoyable. It does have its little quirks and stuff like that. If you're not into low budget films, or you have a problem with low budget films, then this is not going to be something for you. But if you're into those horror films from the 80s and stuff like that, very much like the Trauma Collection and all that, or the House movies or anything like that, this will definitely be up your alley.
Okay.
All right.
William?
I'm going to follow that.
You got to follow the yogurt monster.
All right. So I'm going to follow it with a, what is it? I think it's a 4.5. Yep. 4.5 hour movie.
What the fuck? Why?
Right. It was.
Just why?
So it's available on YouTube, by the way. Oh, by the way, Louis, did you say where your movie was available?
Yes, Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, sorry. This is available on for free on YouTube. It's broken down in about like hour and 30-minute segments, because it was originally a made-for-TV movie, which I have seen this movie in 3 different languages: Italian, French, and English, because it stars one of my mom's favorite actors, Rock Hudson.
Here we go. We go into the every episode. William talks at least once about seeing a movie in a different language.
Well, I almost did with Spielbinch, because the Last Crusade was one of the first movies that I went to see with just my sister, which was great. But anyway, it's a 4.5 hour movie. It's based on a book, and it's called The Martian Chronicles.
Oh, the Aronofsky books?
Yeah.
Or Asimov, sorry. Asimov, not Aronofsky.
Asimov? Bro, I swear to God, you're terrible, Louis. Absolute fucking terrible. As Asimov, I'm like, no, dude.
Oh, no. Sorry. Wait. This is based on the Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury.
Thank you. Okay.
Ray
Bradbury.
The Android thing. Sorry, my bad.
iRobot?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Fucking idiot, dude.
It's got a good cast from Rock Hudson, Bernie Casey, Gail Hunter,
Hudson.
Bernadette Peters,
Bernadette.
So basically, it's this saga about these astronauts are sent to Mars, and all of a sudden, like, they disappear. They are no longer heard from ever. So they send up a second rocket, if you want to call it that, the expedition to go find them. And they end up obviously making contact with the Martians, and they find out what happened to the original exhibition. Wow, did I say exhibition? Sorry.
Expedition.
Exhibition. Where's your mind at right now, bud?
Clearly somewhere else.
It's definitely long. It's definitely it is definitely a made-for-TV movie. Especially nowadays with the CGI, like, if you watch it in black and white, it still, like, can carry itself well. But when you watch it in color and you see the details, and you can definitely tell the soundstage that it was filmed on, it definitely takes away a lot of it. But it's not a bad movie. Like I said, it's great that YouTube broke it down in like 1.5 hour segments, so you don't have to sit through 4.5 hours all at once. And
hey, you did this to yourself, bud.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining about it.
I'm just saying, dude.
I'm not complaining about it at all. This has got to be one of the longest movies I've ever seen, but I mean, it's not bad, and I would say it's like a TV classic. It's not like definitely like a movie classic, but this is one of those movies that I wish that they would remake, because I think that it would have a lot of potential redoing this nowadays, even if it is still made for TV, but with much better edits, much better CGI and props and everything. I will say that the Martians used to scare the crap out of me, because they are depicted as like these bald, like faceless, just like their beady eyes, like it's weird. But it definitely scared me as a kid. And
why are you laughing?
Their beady eyes.
Their beady eyes.
Little eyes, and apparently they've made action figures of them. As I'm scrolling through it and going, okay, that's a thing. But
for that,
their weapons are like what I used to describe as like semi-open umbrellas, which is funny as hell. Because I used to do the same thing. I'm actually going to download a picture and send it to you guys. So
if this is an alien, like, this is not scary at all. But I guess if you're a child,
yeah, it's also like the way that they talked. It was just like
okay.
It was almost like a pre. That's not what it is.
That is not what it is.
This looks like old school, like 1950s movies, dude. Like old school.
All right, I sent the picture. Like, you'll see, like, the picture now that is like
that is an umbrella.
Old umbrella. Like, I'd be like, look, I'm one of those. I'm one of those astronauts. Pew pew pew.
I am going to cake you.
Take me to your people. Take me to you.
Or you shall get caked.
So, if you're into like the old school sci-fi movies, this is definitely something that I would advise to watch. Like, the movie itself, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. But rewatching it now, like Brandon said, I'm like, why was I afraid of these things. Like, this is not something to be afraid of, like, ever. And it's okay. But,
So,
go ahead.
umbrella thing is a gun, right?
Yeah, the umbrella thing is an alien gun. It's the Martian gun.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely, it's got a little bit of a Star Trek-y feel to it as well. And I think, like, the Martian was like a pre-Data. Like, if you see how Data talks, and if you know how Data talks, it's almost like, it's got, like, no emotion behind it. That's how the Martians, like, were. It's just kind of like, it was weird when you're, like, a little kid.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, check it out. Like I said, be prepared to either watch it in segments or put 4.5 hours aside of your day to watch this. Definitely definitely watch it while drinking some amp or some kind of energy enhancing drink, because it may put some people to sleep. But I don't know. Like, I randomly found it. I liked it, and I'm like, this is something that probably not a lot of people know even exists. So, yeah, Brandon.
You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, gotcha. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna be reviewing a documentary that I finally saw pieces of it. It's split up into episodes because I kept seeing people post about it online. And that is Disney Gallery, Star Wars, The Mandalorian. It's just talking about the making of the show.
Oh, that is on my list for this coming week.
So there's 4 episodes. I've seen 2 of them. The first one is directing. It's basically they talk to all the directors of the show. And then the second episode is about the legacy of Star Wars and all that stuff. And then there's 2 more episodes which I have not seen, which are about the cast and then technology.
Sweet.
Honestly, hearing the directors talk is some of the coolest shit ever, just to see where they've come from, their different backgrounds. Like, you have Dave Filoni, you have Taika Waititi, Bryce Dallas Howard, Deborah Cho, like other people, some other peeps too. And it's just just cool to see them, like, how much Star Wars has meant to their life and, like, where they come from. And honestly, after watching 2 episodes, I just want them to make a documentary about Dave Filoni, because the way that man talks about Star Wars is the most beautiful fucking thing ever. Like, legit, the most beautiful fucking thing ever. Dude, in the second episode ends with a rant by him about the song The Duel of the Fates. You guys know what song that is?
Yeah, of course. Fucking great.
And he's basically
could have been.
What was that?
I said it's what's episode. I don't know if you've seen it or not. There's a whole storyboard. They released Star Wars Episode 9 storyboard pictures of what the movie was supposed to be.
Oh, dude, it's called The Duel of the Fates. Yes.
Duel of the Fates.
Yes.
And it was a completely different storyline than what we got, which just looked amazing.
Dude, the Zack Snyder Justice League cut came out. I know that the movie's not shot, but release the Trevorrow script, because I'd love to read the Trevorrow script of Episode 9.
Oh.
The person before they
GoFundMe for the stupidest things. Start a GoFundMe to film this movie.
Dude, seriously, man, like
0.5 and redo it.
Yeah, basically, but I think he left because of creative differences or whatnot, and then they got J.J. Abrams to come on, and they basically scrapped, I think, the majority, like 90 to 95% of his script.
Wow, seriously?
And basically, he had a script. The movie was it was not called The Rise of Skywalker. It was called The Duel of the Fates. And basically, Palpatine was never going to come back. Kylo Ren was going to stay the bad guy. Basically, no redemption whatsoever on his part. And it just seems so much better, dude. So much better. But whatever. So at this point, just release the Trevorrow script and I'll be fucking a happy camper and I'll read the shit out of that. But going back, so the episode ends with Filoni talking about the Duel of the Fates and like how you think it's the duel between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Maul. And he talks about how it's not about that. it's about the duel of this man trying to save this child, which is Qui-Gon trying to save Anakin and be the father figure that Anakin needs. But then Qui-Gon gets killed. And it's just this crazy, like that one scene, the Duel of the Fates in Episode 1 Phantom Menace is something that has repercussions for the rest of the series, basically. And just hearing this man talk about that, you could tell that like Star Wars courses through this man's veins. He understands it. Like, I'm not kidding around when I think that Filoni is like the second coming of Christ when it comes to Star Wars. Like, I'm not joking around. Like, I feel like literally if they gave this man like the keys to Star Wars, he would do well with it. Yeah. He would take it to like crazy cool places. And honestly, like that alone, that sequence, I was like, that is incredible. And I would like to see the rest. It's also cool because they show you like, you know, the backgrounds and stuff like that, and the ships, and it's really, really cool. And they of course talk to the actors and actresses and whatnot. But honestly, just hearing every time Filoni talked, I was like, yo. So, and Filoni's done great things. He was on the first season of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Then he left to do...
Talking about that show's actually on Netflix now.
On Netflix, yes.
Yeah.
So he did the first season of that. Then he left to do Clone Wars, and then he's done Rebels. And he's also directed an episode of The Mandalorian. I think he directed the pilot. If I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Well, that explains it. I still haven't seen Mandalorian yet, by the way.
Are you serious?
I still haven't seen it.
Dude, season 2 is dropping in October. What the hell? Hurry up.
Have they said that for real?
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, honestly, I'll just wait for that one.
It was interesting. It's cool to show the animatronics, like, you know, Baby Yoda and whatnot.
And what was it called again?
It's called Disney Gallery Star Wars The Mandalorian. It's on the front page of Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus, it should like really just be smack dab. It's the icon is basically
Disney Gallery.
Yeah, Disney Gallery, and then it says Star Wars The Mandalorian. The cover of it is basically Mando, the main character, and it's like his suit, like it's like a mesh view of it, and I guess it's like storyboards of them like writing what every piece of his armor is or whatnot.
Hey, Branden, look at your phone. I sent you something, or I sent everybody something. Whether it's real or not, can you imagine? Because like what I sent them is a picture of somebody. Like there's this whole like texting like number neighbors. Which basically you take the last number of your phone, you go either up one or down one and text them, and those are your number neighbors. Mm-hmm. And there's somebody that's like, hi, number neighbor, and you respond, hello there, General Kenobi, LOL, FaceTime me. Okay. And the picture next to it is Ewan McGregor with the picture of whoever that girl is that's like losing her shit over it. Can you imagine?
Dude.
Like, we number neighbored somebody, and it's like for me, it's somebody that's like Marvel or Harry Potter related, which it wouldn't be because they're all in England, or most of them are anyway. Or like for you, it'd be like somebody like Star Wars related, and all of a sudden you pick it up and it's like The Mandalorian. It's like, hi, like
it's Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, and it's like, what the hell? And you know, Lewis would probably, I don't know, he'd probably get Frodo or something.
Honestly, it's really cool, and just to see all of them talk about it, and man, Taika Waititi's like a trip, dude. That man is hilarious.
Yeah, I really have. You guys seen the movie that he did last year? What the hell is it called?
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah,
so good.
I have not.
It's so good.
Oh, good.
Branden, it's so good.
I bet he's very talented. He's very
really
like
good.
It's so good that me and Lewis are agreeing on cinema here. Okay.
Oh, it's not cinema, but it's fucking great.
Oh, it's definitely cinema.
Oh no, get out of here with that.
It's cinema. Okay, never mind. We're not agreeing on cinema. Fuck.
Okay, so I give Disney Gallery Star Wars and Mandalorian an 8. It was definitely fun, and I'll be checking out the rest of the episodes. I don't know how many there are going to be in total, but so far there are 4. I've seen 2.
Sweet.
So, and my picks.
Yes.
Oh my God! Did my computer just take a fat shit on itself again? It did.
What? I can still hear you.
Okay, cool. No, my Google Chrome took a fat shit on itself. Whatever. My two picks are both streaming on Netflix, and one of them is Uncut Gems,
Nice.
and the second one is called The Florida Project.
Yes. I've seen both.
Florida
Oh.
Project?
Yes.
The Florida Project or Uncut Gems. They're both streaming on Netflix.
Yeah, the Florida Project actually takes place right below Disney. It's
Yes.
a hotel. It's like one of those like motels, those weekly stay motels. It's actually really fucking well done.
Yeah.
Not Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Willem Dafoe's on it. Yeah.
Shoot.
So those are my two picks. Also, check out Lewis's other show, you fucking traitor, Movie Mainline, where he's there with Bruce, Greg. Who else is on that show? You,
Eric Holmes.
Eric Holmes. Thank you. I'm just messing with you guys.
Dicks.
That person who's on there, I don't fucking know. I'm the host. I don't give a fuck. It's a different show. Not my problem.
Nah.
They can remember their own damn names.
Also, if you, of course, enjoy our show, go over to manbitesfilm.com, our sister site, diverselygeek.org, and our brother from another mother, John, over at YouTube at Narcotic Casserole. Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, William.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
As always, I'm Brandon, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Man Bites Film. Cue the drums.
No drums. No drums for you.